Hello guys, I hope you're doing all right. Now, I have to confess, I made a terrible mistake. And the mistake was so huge that I had to practically restart my project. But the second mistake that I made was I did not make a backup of my previous project. That means I had to start from scratch. So this is what I've got so far. I know it's not much, but just watch this. There are some cool things going on. I'll quickly go through everything. And if you guys have any comments or suggestions or questions, pop them down in the comments below. All right. So as you can see, this time I have started straight away with 3D models because I figured I had already finished the prototyping part apart from the terrible mistake, but let's not get into that. So yes, I straight away started prototyping and I picked up a couple of packages from the Unity Asset Store. I'll have my links down in the description below. And if you are looking forward to getting the same package, I would really suggest you to get them from the links in my description, because those are my affiliate links and it does help me. Okay, with that out of the way, let's see what we've got so far. So I'll hit the play button and ooh, there we go. The animation has been put in successfully. I can jump. The jumping animation is also there. I can shoot, but the shooting does look a little weird. So if I get a little closer, yep. The position of the bullet is a little offset. Don't worry, we can fix that pretty easily. Okay, so the new things that I've got here are, yes, apart from the packages that I've picked up from the Unity Asset Store, I do have with me animations from Mixamo.com. Very useful website if you want to pick up animations for free, that is, and very easily. So again, very nice. I'll have it linked in the description below. Mixamo animations. And I'll also show you my animation states in a minute. What else have I got in here? Yeah, I think that the rest of it is the same. Okay, let's take a look at this animation that I've got. Let me change the layout. Yeah, much better. All right. Let's take a look at this animation state. So, of course, there's a dying animation here, but as you see, there are no arrows. That means I haven't linked it yet. We'll get to that in a while. So the initial state is my pistol run state. That is obviously the running state that you saw, the running animation. And when the button is clicked, it transitions into this jumping animation. And then it goes back to this pistol animation. Okay, now the working with state machines is really easy. I will cover it in one of my future videos. So be subscribed for that. Okay, let's go back to my previous layout. I find this very appropriate, by the way. Now let's take a look at the code. I hope you got the animations and all that right. Okay, so far I only have 3 classes. This is the bullet controller. Please let me know if there's something that you don't understand, or maybe there's something you think could be done in a better way. Okay, here's my bullet controller class. This coroutine automatically destroy bullet waits for some time and then destroys the bullet. You know, we want the bullet to go forward a little bit before destroying it. Transform.translate is responsible for actually moving the bullet forward. Start coroutine is only a call to the coroutine method that we've got here. Bullet speed determines the bullet speed, of course, the speed at which the bullet is traveling, and the bullet destroy time is the amount of time that the coroutine waits before destroying the game object, that is bullet. Let's take a look at our UI manager. quite big, quite a couple of things in here, because I'll show you my main menu later on. Okay, but this is pretty simple. I'll explain this when I open up the main menu. I think it'll be better for you to understand. For now, let's just go into player controller. Okay, some very interesting things. Serialize field private. Now, I could have very easily made this public, but I thought I'm not going to use this in any other class other than player controller. So I didn't see a reason to make it public. If I do, then you can always change it back. But for now, because I do want to be able to edit these variables from the inspector, I've put an attribute serialize field. What this does is it'll serialize your private variables, so they will be available to you in the inspector. Okay, let me show you real quick. If I click on my player, you see all of these variables, they're actually private, but because of the serialize field that is serializing them, we are able to access them within the inspector. But of course, it's not going to work in other classes because it is, at the end of the day, a private variable. Okay, and this space attribute introduces a little space. So notice the variables here, private vector3 offset and private rigid body RB. Okay, and notice this little space that is in between them. That is what the space attribute does. You can use space to better organize your variables in the inspector. Private bool is player grounded is to make sure that our players are not able to spam the jump button. So you can only jump once. Okay, this is also pretty much self-explanatory, but one thing that I would like to point out over here is, okay, how do you check for a method call? Think about that for a minute. You can pause the video, maybe go grab a drink and think about how you can check whether a method has been called or not. Okay, welcome back if you gave it a thought. The answer is pretty simple. Literally, the only thing that you've got to do is create a bool variable and check for that particular bool variable. Now, I have a bool variable is jumping. Private bool is jumping. The reason why I have created this isJumping variable is to check whether our player is in the jumping state, animation state or not. If the player is in the jumping animation state, then even if we press the jump button, it's not going to perform that jumping animation. However, if the player is not already performing the jumping animation, then and only then, after clicking the jump button, the player will perform the jump animation. Pretty simple, right? Let me show that over here real quick. I'm gonna go back to my designing layout, just because the scene tab is a little bigger. We'll open that up real quick and I'll click on my pistol run. Wait. Parameters. Yes, parameters. I'm sorry. So isJumping is a parameter that we need to check for, right? And because there are only two possible things, you can either be jumping or you can't be jumping. So it's a bool variable, and the name of the variable that you give over here must match with the variable, not really variable, but the string that you pass in. So this is what I'm passing in. If the player is jumping, so that's checking. All we need to do is create an animation, create an object of the class animator, and with the help of that object, where is it? Here we go. Okay. With the help of the object of the class animator, we need to call this method setBool, which takes in two parameters. One, the string of the parameter that you have created here. So it has to be exact. and whether it's true or false. And depending on this, true or false, it's going to perform the action or the animation. Of course, there are a couple of other things that go into that as well. So as you can see, there are a few things here. So when this one going inside the jumping animation, it's true, it's set to true, and coming off, it's set to false. And when am I jumping for, when am I checking for this is jumping? Answer is very simple. This is where I'm checking for that in my on jump button method. All right. Now, that's been it for this video, but before we drop off, let me show you the packages that I picked up real quick. So, yes. You go to Window, Asset Store. I'm going to maximize this tab. And by the way, there are a bunch of videos that I watched on YouTube to help me set up all my animations. A very big shout out to all those guys. I will have their videos linked in the description as well. Please make sure to check them out. Excellent, excellent stuff. All right, let's go to My Assets. So the guns that you see are from this. The gun that you saw is from this SimplePoly gun mini pack. It's only 4 MB, so it's, and you do get quite a couple of guns. You get a lot of guns, my friends. A lot. See, you can check it out. Okay, the character that you saw was from this Polygon fantasy characters. It's got a bunch of characters. And again, it's really small, 6.2 MB, so it shouldn't have any performance impacts. And one of the last things that I need to show you is Mixamo.com, the website where you can pick up animations for free. For virtually any characters, the only thing you have to do is create an Adobe account, if you don't have one, that is. Okay. Again, if you are interested in picking up any of these assets from the asset store, I'm going to have them all linked in the description below. Please use my affiliate links. It does help the channel. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to show you one thing. And that's my main menu, although it's not very much pretty as of now. Let's go into that. I'll hit the play button. So of course you can quit, right? If you play, it goes directly into this. There's also, if you click on this Instagram button, it's going to open up my Instagram page. And if you hit the HK Labs logo, it's going to open up my Play Store page where you can see all my games. Yeah. This is another asset that I picked up. This is the one modern UI pack. Oh, it's got an update. So this is the one modern UI pack. Sweet stuff. This is really one of the best UI packs I've ever seen. And no, I haven't been sponsored by them, but truly amazing stuff. Yeah, let's also discuss the code, by the way. Oh my god, I'm so disorganized, but okay, so here's the code of the main menu. Load sequence delay is, I'm introducing a short delay so that we can wait for that animation of the buttons to play out. You may have noticed that. And I'm storing the links of the Play Store URL and the Instagram page URL as a private string. Pretty smart. Okay, this is a game. This is a method that starts the code routine, which inevitably delays the calling of the method, which starts the level. And this is how you open links in Unity, applications.openURL. and you pass on the string, and that string contains the URL of whatever page you want to put in. So in my case, I've got my Instagram page and I've got my Play Store page. Store them as strings and store them as string variables and pass the variables in here. Looks much better and much cleaner. The rest of it is pretty much similar. This is just simple I enumerator calls. Okay, if you've watched my video this far, thank you. I really appreciate it. Before you go, hit the like button, hit the subs button, and hit the bell icon as well so that you're notified whenever I make further videos. Also, feel free to check out my Instagram, check out my Twitter. Okay, take care, stay safe. Have a good day or a good night.